Hey, good morning, YouTubers. It's Lenny from The Layout. Got a lot of updates to show you, so take a look. As you can see here, I've glued and I've actually painted the top surface of our decking. Not exactly the best paint job, but it gets that pink out, so it really makes it look nice. And I have also set myself up for some track work to start putting it down. Getting it busy, getting it ready. I'm very excited. So I went out and printed up some other little plastic tape measures for HO scale. That's for length and width, and this is for scale height. Pretty cool. Free is for me, I'll tell you that. So, yep, today I got some time to actually do some soldering. I ran a lot of my wiring here, my bus wiring. I don't have it secure yet, and I'm not sure where I'm going to mount my electronics. I'm hesitating on putting it down at the end, because down here, then it's got to run the full length of the layout, which would be probably close to about 45 feet of wiring. So I'm thinking I just might move this fridge down to there, because I've got two circuits here. I've got one circuit here and one circuit for the dehumidifier, which used to run on this side of the basement, which is on its own circuit. So if I pop a breaker, the lights go out, the trains still run. But that's pretty cool. So now I've got another little dilemma that I've been working on. I started to make feeder wires and practicing some of my soldering. It's been a while since I've soldered, but I'm trying to design a little bit different of an idea of how to get these soldered in. The gauge wire I got here is 16 gauge. This is a bit thick, so I don't think that that's going to be of any use, and it's a shame. I've got a crap load of that. So what I have done is I took some Ethernet wire. Now I have a whole spool of it, like 1,000 feet. I had it left over from a job, so I basically stripped it out, and this is 22 gauge feeder wire. That's what it's going to be. And I'm planning on just soldering them all onto these little joiners, and then I can put these on the flex track, and I can go every 6 to 10 feet as they state on the DCC guide. So I was showing how I'm going to actually attach it to the main feeder wire. My main feeder wire, my main bus here, is 12 gauge. It's got a heavy industrial coating on it versus the regular homeowner one. So I have a special wire splitting tool where I can actually crimp onto the wire, split it, and it will give me a nice little 1/2 inch area on the wire itself, where it'll actually split the shielding, and then I can go ahead and wrap my 22 gauge feeder wires on there. And man, I'll tell you, that bit like a big dog. Now I am using regular rosin core solder. I find that this gets the best adhesion. There is silver solder, the silver bearing solder. This is tough stuff to use. It doesn't really stick well. You would have to have some what do they call that there? The liquid flux, which I do have somewhere. It's in one of the boxes behind me. I'm going to end up digging it out and see if I can find it. And then I also have some real thin stuff here for doing, engine electronics or small electrical wiring for signals or something down the road. But yes, rosin core is the way to go. Keeping your tips clean, very important. I've got a nice little station here. It was about 75 bucks when I bought it, and I have had nothing but good luck with this thing. So I've used the same tip repeatedly, and this thing here has been its weight in gold. I do use the copper scrubber, which helps keep your tip clean. So every time you go in to touch up some more solder and tin your iron, it sure makes it a lot easier when you're trying to attach it to little stuff like this. Plus, if you don't have one of these, this is a nice little tool to have, because you can put your fitting on, like I did on this one here. I went and soldered some 16 gauge to some of these. Now this wire is nice because it's real rigid and it will get good power. You don't ever have to worry about burnout, but for the amount of trains that I'll be running here, I don't ever think I'm going to have that kind of heat running through these wires. It's not like I'm running a rail service here, you know, a real rail service. And I do recommend these. These things are its weight in gold, having extra hands. So pop that in on one end. I'm going to try to do this with one hand. Pop that in there. And now it gives you something nice to hold on to while you're doing your other work with the solder. And you can bend it up and down in different positions so you can work on whatever it is that you're doing. And let me see if I can really zoom in. That weld came out nice. I mean, it bit like a big dog, so I'm very excited. However, I'm not too excited about getting underneath and going over here. I've gotten myself into a point here where I've got a I have no choice but to get this wiring done. Well, otherwise you won't be running trains. But this whole leg here is going to come out really nice. I printed it out, and even though I did the 1-to-1, I think I had the measurements wrong on the actual any rail, because it ran right up against the wall at that end, and apparently I thought my layout ended here somehow. Maybe I put the wrong measurement in. Haven't looked at it yet, but hey, mistakes happen. And to me, it's actually a blessing because I got more room. That's for sure. So all this stuff here will get coated. This will all look really nice once it's all said and done. I'm very excited. We'll see how things go. And I'm going to check back in with you once I get all these feeders done. And maybe by then I'll have some track laid and installed as well. We'll see. Till then, talk to you later. Bye-bye.